Olá a todos, sejam muito bem-vindos a mais um episódio no meu podcast Clique. O meu nome é Diogo Reis, faço parte da TLS Media e hoje tenho aqui um convidado do outro lado do mundo. Chama-se Dave e ele vai se apresentar, não tarda muito, e vai dizer onde é que o podem encontrar nas redes sociais e tudo mais. Faz parte da comunidade do Josh Huget, uma comunidade de fotografia que eu também estou presente e participo gradualmente todas as semanas. E ele também faz parte desta comunidade, é do outro lado do mundo, como disse, da Austrália. E vamos depois, daqui a 30 segundos, 40, trocar a linguagem de português para inglês para podermos falar com o Dave, porque o Dave é australiano e, como tal, fala em inglês. Dave, welcome to my podcast. Thank you so much for being part of my crazy ideas about talking to other photographers, about talking to people who make business around the photography and video. Thank you so much for your participation. I was saying in Portuguese a little bit about how we met each other was about
Mhm.
the community from Josh Huget. I don't
Yeah,
think you will mind we mention his community
I don't think he'll clip
around
this
here.
video. You
Around
watch.
here, you already know him personally, so you know better
Yeah.
person to tell about Josh, who he is and how he is. I will ask you to introduce yourself, talk about a little bit about yourself, saying where we can find you on the social media, what's your Instagram page, and then I will down here of your video we'll leave like a link, an association
Yeah.
with the arroba with for your social network. Please introduce yourself, talk about a little bit about yourself, and let the people know who you are. um
Yeah.
Dave, as I was mentioned, we had like a small technical problem
Mhm.
here. Dave will introduce yourself and talk to the people that we are watching us here on the podcast.
Hi, I'm Dave. I am from Australia. I am a wedding and portrait photographer here. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok at Rancho underscore takes photos. Super keen to be here today.
Thank you so much
Yeah.
for accepting my invitation. You were saying that you make wedding photography and portrait photography, as you mentioned on the Instagram page. How is
Yes.
your business? How do you run your business? How do you make your clients? How do you work with your clients? How is
I am
that's the experience that you had with your wedding photography?
I am actually very new to the industry.
Okay.
So I haven't so I'm heading to Wedding Mania in a week, and that will actually be my first wedding
Okay.
in a photograph ever. So I've done a lot of events and portraits, but not
Mm-hmm.
on on weddings as of yet. But I'm keen to get started and get straight into it.
So you were mentioning you're gonna make the wedding maybe, and that's a event that Josh makes every year in the December, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes. So well, this is the second year he's ever done it.
Okay.
It'll be quite good. A lot of people he's running it a lot differently than last year, apparently. So where everyone is actually going to be shooting two weddings now instead of one, and so he's decided to give us a double header straight into it.
Okay.
I think, and then the third day will be classes with him and Mike and a few other creators to really sort of flesh our businesses and sort of learn to take our wedding in photography to the next level and
So
businesses. So
Mike Jeffrey will also be at the wedding media. Will be one of
yes,
the
he'll be
hosts.
teaching Flash.
Okay, that's nice. That's really good. That's really nice. You have
Yeah.
and Antonio. I don't think Antonio will be there, or it will be.
I don't think Antonio will be there. I know Tash from Dawn Photography will be there,
Okay.
and Beck, the wedding painter.
Ah, okay.
So if you and Josh supposedly has a few more surprise guests. I'm not too sure.
Okay.
I'll find out when we get there.
Coming from Josh will be like something
Yeah.
crazy, something crazy and nice to watch and to make. As you were
Mhm.
saying about your photo, you already made some corporate and some portraits, photography. How do you handle like with the persons when they they talk about the photographies you take them, what's the feedback about the clients that you already work for?
The feedback has been really good so far. A lot of people are absolutely in love with the photos. The main client, my most recent client, I actually ended up, she brought me on to do her staff photos. So she works at a winery. So, and she hosts weddings there. But she
Mhm.
brought me on to do staff photos, also the chefs to, and herself to, really show how good the place is and sort of yeah, she wanted me to promote her winery, to promote her chefs. And I also did a photo shoot of her and her partner because it's a family-owned business.
Mhm.
And she absolutely fell in love with the photos. And actually now I've partnered up with her to do Santa photos this year. So
Okay.
I think that's pretty good feedback.
Yeah, that's also that's really awesome. If the customer already book you two times because she loved the first time you work with her, that's pretty much amazing. You make that with your clients.
Yeah, so and then I've now become a preferred vendor or preferred photography vendor at that venue.
Okay, perfect. That's really amazing. I would like
Yeah.
to know how what happened to you to fall in love with photography. Tell me a little bit about your passion and how did you started to be a photographer and to try to wanted to be a wedding photographer. What uh, explode on yourself to become like this Dave from photography.
Okay. Hey, so we're gonna go back to when I was in high school.
Hmm.
So I've always, had actually, even further back, I've always sort of liked photography and just liked holding a camera. I was the kid when I was 5 years old holding the cheap little digital camera going around taking all those random photos. But when I got into high school, my school was had a pretty decent photography program. So I
Okay.
picked it up as an elective, and that's where sort of my passion started. And my teacher, Mr. Grafton, awesome guy, he started us from the very scratch. He started us by we made pinhole cameras in class, us and learned photography from there. And then so we went pinhole cameras to black and white film, and then we would take that film, and my school had a dark room, so we would learn how to develop film.
Oh,
And only
that's amazing.
so yeah, so we started from like the very bare bones. And only like after a year of doing that, I only picked up a DSLR.
Which one was your first?
Whatever the school had, I can't remember.
But the first machine you bought was what? The DCLR?
Yes, Nikon D3400. But that comes a bit later. Oh, you got one. Uh, Such a it was yeah. I
Amazing.
love that
I
camera.
love this camera.
I've sold it now because I needed a bit of
Of cash.
money to start the photography business and get something a bit better. But it'll always have a place in my heart that at 3400 with the kit lens.
That was my first camera. It was some friends of mine gave it to me on my birthday. Recently, I just bought the 3100
Oh yeah.
because a friend of mine had this at home and he said to me, Diogo, if you want it, I give you this for $50 or something like this. So I bought the camera.
Hmm.
It's not as great as the 3300 because I think this
Yeah.
is more really for amateur. Just a person who wants to
Yeah.
go on vacation and just want to a little bit of a machine to take some photos. I think this is a good way to start. The
Hmm.
3300, I love that machine. I already made so much pictures with that. My first wedding was really shot with that one. First time
Yeah.
I made a wedding, I shot with that one and the one I'm recording here for the podcast, the Nikon
Hmm.
Z30. When I started to buy the machines and talk about Nike, and everybody was saying, "Oh, don't make that Nike, and it's not that good. Don't
Oh.
buy that. Those are the potatoes." I don't know why they call them potatoes. I think it's because of the yellow logo or something like this. Everybody talks trash about Nike, but I love it. I really
I loved it. Nikon as well. It is my favorite camera brand.
Yeah, recently I bought the Z5 because I had here in a discount. It was costing, I think, 1,000 Swiss francs or something like this, and then she dropped about 700 Swiss francs. So I bought that for 700. It was the machine that was taking pictures for, I don't know, 3, 4 months, and then
Hmm.
Nikon went on sales again, and I bought the Z6 III for
Oh yeah.
1,700 Swiss francs. She cost, I think, was like 2,000 or 2,200, and I bought that for 1,700 with some lenses because I needed to to make a credit for that, but it doesn't matter. I already got them. It's the 70-200 and the 28-75 from Tamron because
Hmm.
I don't think that they were not available. The 70 to 200 from Tamarin was not available, so I bought the one from the Z series. But the 28 to 75 I bought from Tamarin, and I really like the everything works, and the Z6 III is fucking amazing. I don't know which one are you shooting right now, which one you
Uh,
have?
so currently, so what I'm filming now is a Nikon D5600, which I got. So my current video camera is a Nikon D5600, which I got gifted, and it's sort of now become my social media camera. But I'm still on DSLRs. I am doing a currently my main camera is a Nikon D750, and then I've got a D7100 as my backup slash
Okay,
secondary camera.
yeah,
But there we go. I just had to
back.
turn it back off and on again. But yeah, that's what I'm currently doing. I've recently, so I'm still on DSLRs, as I just find that they're in budget for me at
Mhm.
the moment. I've recently just picked up two more prime lenses last week.
Okay.
X, X. So I picked up. So I've been shooting on a 50 millimeter prime for the past few months, and that's been great. But I've expanded to a 35 millimeter and an 85 millimeter. It,
For
yeah,
portraits, they are amazing. The 85,
exactly.
I, 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 I have the 85 millimeters on the 70 to 200, but I think
Mhm.
if I go to the prime, just the 85 will make so much huge difference. Do you love
I,
that lenses?
I haven't actually tried it out yet. Only got the 85 2 days ago.
Okay.
Someone in my, I was traveling and someone had it for a ridiculously cheap price. Said, yes, I'll come. I drove an hour, went and picked it up.
I think you will fall in love with that lenses. I really, because I
Yeah.
already saw some videos on the YouTube and some shorts on YouTube about the 85, and it's just amazing. The
Yeah.
blur that gives back and everything. It's what 1.4, 1.8, or 2.8?
All 1.8.
All 1.8. That's amazing. That's amazing. It's really
Yeah.
good.
Well, it's Josh's recommendation. So
So then, if Josh says,
Josh and Mike, well,
I'm gonna tell you that Josh is really a nice guy because I will give an example. Last week, I asked him if it was possible because that's his job, that's his copyright, and I was
mhm,
asking him if he could send me like a gallery or a video so I have some idea how to shoot a hybrid or how could I make the hybrid shooting for a wedding that I'm gonna make next
yep.
year. I think when he wake up or something like this, because it was day for me and it's was night for in Australia. He sent me like a link from his Pixieset account with with
Hmm.
all of the photos, all of the videos that he made. He said, "Here, buddy, here you have some of my work I make recently with hybrid shooting, so you can have an idea how is to shoot hybrid, so you have an idea how to make the wedding." Think Josh, whatever he says. I will make it.
Yeah.
I think he's
Yeah.
really good on that.
Josh is such a good guy. So I first met Josh at camp photography. So this was actually, we'll get back to how I got camp photography. I just went for the day. Mike was selling day tickets, so I picked one up and went. And when you're going there, you see all these people, and Instagram for like, past 6 months to a year, and you get a bit of nervous, seeing them in real life.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Nice. Josh is exactly how he is on Instagram. That is just who he is as a person.
Because I think a lot of people in Instagram or social media, they use like a mask. It's not
Yeah,
really them 100%. And I think Josh is like what he is on Instagram, he really is on his real life. It doesn't
yeah.
make like a mask or something like this.
No, he is exactly how he is. All of the Mike is exactly the same way. And also he's very tall. Like, I felt I'm 6 foot tall, and like like a midget next to him.
To Mike or to Josh?
Josh,
Josh, 6 foot, that's what, like 2 meters or something like this.
two
Almost
me
two,
six 6 foot is about 180 centimeters.
180.
Josh is probably 6'4". Like I am like at his shoulder height.
You have 180 centimeters.
Yeah.
And you think you're small. I have 165.
Well, I'm small compared to Josh.
Oh, to Josh, yeah, I believe that he's like a giant.
Yeah.
You were saying about when you start the photography, but with the school and everything, and then we direct the conversation to another place.
Yeah.
Please continue about telling your story, how you start to
Okay.
the photography.
So that's where my passion for photography started. But then I took a break for many years, as you get to your final few years in school, and all I wanted to do was become an engineer. So what but that didn't quite go to plan. So how I got started again in photography is actually through a medical condition.
Okay.
And so basically around August last year, I woke up one day and just couldn't feel half of my face. It's, and
What?
that was, yeah, I went to, I was working in a small rural town. I went to the hospital there and they went, "Oh, it's fine. Go home, sleep. You'll be fine." But I was luckily visiting my parents that weekend, and I went to see a doctor there, and my he prescribed me, "Oh, go get an MRI, go get this, and then we can have a look." And eventually it was getting so bad, I walked into the hospital. My doctor told me to walk into my local hospital and go demand an MRI of your brain.
Okay.
And that led to them finding in white matter lesions in my brain, and me getting diagnosed with a condition called multiple sclerosis.
Okay. Mm,
So
yeah.
basically a condition where my immune system attacks my nervous system around like sort of my eye and brain and such. And for me, that was just sort of that turned my whole world upside down.
I imagine that.
And I was the last person anyone would ever thought. Like this condition only comes up with women who are 40 years and older.
Okay.
So like for me, so that turned my whole life around last year, and I was in and out of hospital trying to figure out, seeing my specialist, trying to figure out treatment, and throughout all of that, when that was happening, I went and decided to pick up photography again, just as a way to sort of get my mind off all of this. So I went on, I just because because I never thought I wanted to get back into photography that soon. I started so when I finished straight out of high school, I started working at an engineering company at 18 years old, and I was working full time and I was doing my degree outside of that. So I was very busy. I didn't want to take on any extra hobbies. But I just decided when that happened, screw it. Went on Facebook, found my D3400 for $300 and bought it.
Yeah, you turn a bad thing in a good thing. That's the most positive thing you can ever do. Turn something that is bad into something that you love, and live your life. Enjoy every moment. Don't
Exactly.
don't let this. I understand it's a little fucked up and heavy on us with some type of condition. Some even if it's a big disease, it's really complicated. I understand, but really don't let that pull you down every day or
No.
something like this. Pull your back up and enjoy every moment and make everything that you can possibly do and enjoy it. Just make everything feel like 10 times better. That's
Ex-
my goal. N- I don't hope this happens to you when you're just old, but for example, I had a friend of mine at the age of 25. He passed away.
Yeah.
He was with his girlfriend having dinner at the age of 25. He passed away. Since then, I never, even if I have a really bad day or really bad week or something bad happens to me, I think about what happened to my friend and start thinking that life is too short for us to be upset more than one day with whatever it is. Just you
Mhm.
need to really enjoy everything in life and make the most fun of everything. Yeah, you know what I mean
Yeah.
with this.
It's something I've come to realize. So, so during this time, I picked up my D3400 and I went out and did lots of wildlife photography and landscape photography. So love animals. I would go photograph kangaroos, birds, it's anything that
Yeah,
moved, I would try and photograph, and that's photograph. And I kept with that for a long time until about the start of this year. So, I was very stubborn. I didn't want my medical condition to stop me from pursuing a career in engineering.
hmm
So, I went up this year. I said, no, I'm going to prove to myself I can do engineering. I can become an engineer. And then around, sort of July-ish, I ended up taking a step back from work and, sort of reevaluating things and then realized I like the idea of being an engineer more than actually being an engineer. And coincidentally, had some family friends come up and they had recently gotten married. And I thought, I was thinking of trying some portrait photography, and I thought, you know what, I'll do their honeymoon photos at the beach.
yeah,
So I went out, did their photos, and I just sort of got into this groove. I was really natural, I loved talking to them and guiding them and just taking those sort of photos. And they were super, super thrilled. Like they started pushing me and saying, you should consider being a wedding photographer, a couples photographer. You're such a natural, like talking to people while you photograph. And
I
oh, yeah.
feel you. I feel you. It happens the same thing with me.
Yeah. And like sort of one thing that sort of pushed me is what they were more happy that of the photos I did for them than their wedding photos. And this was just on my 3400 with like the normal lens. And I thought, oh, hold on, maybe this is something I can do. I enjoy it. I've been through all of this stuff in my life. Why not just go for it?
Absolutely.
I am,
Don't
yeah.
think two
I
times.
Exactly. I mean, I am 22 years old. This is if I want to do something, now is the perfect time. If I fail in a couple of years, okay, I'll go get a normal job like everyone else. But I've got nothing to lose now.
I'm 38. 38 no, yeah. Yeah, 38. Yeah, 38
Hmm.
in December of 29. And I started this like yeah, why should I be working to other people? Like I'm tired of that. Having bosses,
Yeah,
having schedules and everything. Why can I not make
yeah,
something by myself, something that I really like, something that I love? And I got the same thing as you. I went to make a wedding. Some friends of mine invited me and they asked me, Diogo, could you make the photography? Because we don't have the budget and we know that you have some cameras and that you love photography. If it's possible, could you make the photos for us of about our wedding? I said, okay,
Mhm.
no problem. I will try my best and I will do my best, but no, don't worry. Just take some photos. We don't need nothing fancy. Just record, make small videos and everything. I went full gas. I bought a lens, some bigger lens, a wider lens. Was the
Yeah.
here this one, the 50 to 250,
Yeah.
4.5. I bought this and I went to make the wedding with this and
Hmm.
the DSLR, the 300. At the end, like 3 weeks later or something like this, I edit the photos, I make the video and everything, and everybody was saying the same thing as I told you. Hey, please make something out of this. Make yourself a photographer or a videographer. Choose what you really like and make something about this to yourself and open a company or make yourself a freelancer or something like this. I totally agree with you. That's the best feeling we can have.
Yeah. So around that time was, 1 or 2 weeks until Mike's camp photography. And I thought, you know what? In the same line, I just went that night. I went and booked a ticket to Mike's camp photography. Yeah, because he had 3 or 4 tickets left. I thought, you know what? I'm never going to get this chance again. I'll just book the ticket and then
Mhm.
figure out how I'd get there afterwards.
Yeah. Because where was the camp photography?
It was in the Blue Mountains.
Okay.
If it's
I,
about,
I have no idea where that is, but I think it's far away.
do you know
Blue
where
Mountain.
Sydney is?
Yeah, Sydney, I know because of the movies and stuff with the open.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's about 2 hours west of Sydney.
Okay. And from
Sydney,
you,
and
it's how long?
about 7 or 8 hours driving.
Oh, fuck. That's the same as Portugal. You go from Porto to Algarve almost. It's like the other side of the country.
Yeah, this is more like 7 or 8 hours. It's a normal 1 day trip. I did it over 2 days and stopped and stayed at
Yeah.
friend's place. But I just got in. I just booked a ticket and okay, I've got out. Okay, how do I get here? Just got into my car, booked the cheapest, most sketchy accommodation I could near the.
I would sleep in the car.
It was the middle of winter,
I
so I
know.
was like, oh no, no, not going in the car. I just booked the cheapest accommodation I could find, just like half an hour from the camp because I wasn't there for the full camp. I drove down 2 days just to go for the day and then
Okay.
come and then drove and then spent another 2 days driving back after.
Okay.
And so I just went and I thought, you know what, even if I don't get a lot, you know, even if I don't get many photos out of it, it was just I have to know what it's like. I have to talk to other people,
Yeah,
learn other creators in the industry, and who better than Mike and Josh
absolutely.
in my country? Like,
Absolutely.
so
I
I
know what you mean.
so I scrimped and saved. I managed to pick up a slightly more. So I picked up my D7100 like a few days before I went there. I had no idea how to use that camera. Just went down anyway and figured it out on the day. And that was sort of the real sort of eye opener into me like wanting to do this even more and liking it because seeing like for me being around Mike and Josh and Tash and sort of seeing how they guide couples and how they present themselves and how they do their work that for me that just goes yes, I want to be there in 5 to 10 years
Yeah,
because that is where I want to be. And it's just such a fun vibe. I was stuck at a desk for the past 3 or 4 years, looking at my computer and doing, calculations and just to get out, get into the sun, or well, actually that day was get into the rain and just photograph and talk and be active. Like I felt so free as a person. And so that was the day. During that workshop, that was the day I went, I am gonna make this work. I don't care however long it takes. I'm gonna make this work.
Absolutely. I totally understand you. I had work, I don't know, the last 10 years in kitchen as a
Oh yeah,
cooking helper. I was making all day, like 8, 10 hours. Sometimes was like 12 hours, just being closed in the kitchen where it's hot, food, fat, everything. You see
yeah,
always the same persons. You don't know anything else outside of the kitchen. I needed to get out of there. So
yeah.
I changed that from where I work right now because I have a full-time job.
Hmm.
And I work like in a butcher, and I'm the driver
Hmm.
for the butcher.
Yeah.
Being as a driver, it's actually great because you're outside all the time. You see the sun.
Mm.
Sometimes in the summer, I have my arms and neck and face brown, and the rest of
Oh
the body is white, like the
yeah,
construction type. But it's so nice because you go outside, you're driving. First of all, I work alone. So I do
yeah,
everything as I want and I do everything as I like. And I'm outside, not closed in like a bunker or like a kitchen or like a desk, as you said. If I want, right now I started with this with the photography, and the only times I'm in the desk it's when I'm making some podcast or I'm recording a video and I'm editing the photos or some videos. This is like for 1 day, 2 days. Otherwise, you're outside photographing. You are outside making photos, you meeting people, talking to new persons,
yeah.
making new experience, making new friends. I was shooting, I think 4 months ago or something like this. It was in the summer. I was shooting a guy making some bicycle and skateboard, and the guy was talking to me like 5, 10 minutes. We swapped numbers, and we became like not close friends, but we became like friends. Every time he makes something in the sports, he already send me an SMS. Hey, I'm gonna be some type of pump filing. It's like a skateboard in the water. And he
Hmm.
sends me a message. I will go and shoot him for free just because of the fun of how to learn how to photograph in water sports and make something like this. And just the fact that you can go outside with photography and make 10 times so much different than having a 9 to 5 job where you're closed in one place. It's so great. I really
Yeah,
understand your feeling.
yeah. And the other side of that for me was with my medical condition was photography just worked better for me. My for my medical condition because for me now, I when I wake up every day, I don't know how I'm going to feel. Some days I am just sort of completely out of it. But the flexibility of just working when I'm not shooting a wedding, being able to work when I want is just so freeing. Like I can work, I am still healthy enough to work 8 or 9 hours a day. Just those 8 or 9 hours will never be 9 to 5 anymore. They might be 1 till 9 o'clock at night or and so on. So that freedom really sort of helped. And honestly, I never had and after I sort of left my full-time work and started spending more and more time on photography, I had all of these friends and people coming up to me and just saying, "Wow, you look so much better. You look healthy. You look happy. You don't look like you're on the edge of just as nothing. Like, I could talk. I was smiling again.
Yeah.
And I looked like I had these like sort of weight come off my shoulders and that sort of like I never had that feeling when I was at my old job because I was just under so much stress and pressure.
I know what
So
you mean.
yeah, so after that, I just went fully into it. I started working on my website. I used all those photos from camp photography to build my wedding in page, and I just did the one thing I knew, which was I just walked into every vendor in my local town and introduced myself. Went in, got business cards, went to every vendor and just went, "Hi, I'm Dave. I'm just launched my photography business. as I'm reaching out to local vendors and connecting in to see whether we can work together in the future. And that's how I got my start. I approached maybe 20 different vendors, and all it took was one person to go, yes, I'll give you a go.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I told that to, Ben. He posted
Yes,
us.
I told that to Ben as well.
It was, right now I don't remember why we started to talk. Let me check why was the reason we started to talk about. But I was talking to him about that exactly the same. He was saying that he was having like a little bit of struggle in the
Yeah,
photography.
yeah. I really need to go see Ben.
I sent him an SMS because he made a reel, and the image from when he was filming himself, the image
Mhm.
was not so clear. Was
Yeah,
a little bit dirty. I don't know if you saw that reel. And every time he swapped to the photographs, the image was really beautiful, really bright
yeah,
and clean. And just send him a message saying, when you shoot something with your phone, make sure you clean the lenses first, because
yeah,
the cameras that we use, if you clean, you are not there with the fingers. With the phone, if you shoot yourself with the phone, you're always with the finger. This is in the pockets, going on the car and
yeah.
everything. So they are all the time dirty. It doesn't matter what you make, these lenses are all the time dirty. And I told him, clean up a little bit the lenses, then you can shoot something for Instagram or YouTube, whatever you shoot, with the more clear image. And then we started to talk about that, and I told you exactly the same thing you said. Hey, go to vendors, go to restaurants, hotels. In Portugal, we say quintas. Quintas event is like far, which translated to English is like farms from events. It's like a
Yeah,
place where you have the kitchen, and then you make the civil wedding, and people make a party. Because in Portugal, we make weddings for 150 to 100 people. It's like a
yeah.
huge event. You start the day at 7 o'clock in the morning, you finish like 3 o'clock in the morning. It's not like in Australia or Switzerland that you
Hmm.
make a wedding for 20, 30 persons maximum. If you guys have a wedding like 80 persons, it's like already crazy. For us, that's a
Yeah.
small, for in Portugal, that's a small wedding. 80 persons is nothing. And I was
Yeah,
telling exactly that, same exactly as you said.
it's just, that I actually, that was what I actually, what encouraged me to do that was actually one of Mike's reels. He said, nothing's gonna, you got to expose yourself to new opportunities, so you can't expect anything to come back. And I just went quantity. I just went with quantity. I wanted to reach as many people as I could, show my face because I know, if, like, to me, everyone's in this stage, in this day where they wanted to, where you just send an email and hope for the best and nothing comes back. And for me, I didn't think people won't, I don't, didn't feel like people would understand me if I just sent an email. I needed to just sort of talk to them as people and be like, this is me. I am here. I am ready to, I am ready to do this. And in my local area, at least, it is a there's a lot of competition for photographers.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, a relatively small town, maybe 50 or 60,000 people, but there's 19 different photography companies.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
So, it's so hard to even just break into this market at here, but I was just as determined. I mean, Ben, I really need to go meet Ben. He only lives an hour away from me. We just haven't found time.
He's also from Australia, right? I was thinking first
Yes,
initially was
he,
from the UK, but then I got to realize he's also from Australia.
No, he lives an hour away from me. That's how we started connecting because we realized we live so close to each other.
The same happened to me with the community from Josh. I got an SMS from a person, Thierry. I made the podcast last week with them. Was from
Yeah.
Il Photography,
Oh
and
yeah, I've been seeing their
and
clips.
he
When
sent
is the
me
podcast coming out?
today at 9 o'clock. You're gonna be this one. I will make next Sunday. So we'll
Mhm.
be, I don't know what's the date. Today is the 23, so we'll be uh, on the 30th of the November, I will send yours to the YouTube. And today I will send one from Ilfrey Photography. And we met by the community of Josh. He sent me an SMS.
Yeah,
Hey, you're from Switzerland. I'm also from Switzerland. We should talk. We should be friends and maybe work together. I said, perfect. Then we talked about, and he was already asking me if I had some dates available because he had some works he could not do. And if I have some works I could not do, I'll send back to him. He will send back to me if I can make the arrangements. And we talk about this like it's exactly the same thing as you as and Ben. Exactly the same
yeah.
thing.
And if I ever cannot make it to a photo shoot, Ben will be my first person to call. Like, come
Absolutely.
save me, bro.
Absolutely. That was the thing I got with Thierry and Joanna. Is from Switzerland. I think she's Portuguese or have some parents there from Portugal. But we had exactly the same thing. And it was once again Josh indirectly making these type of connections about the people that are on this community. And you were saying about you and Ben. How are you guys gonna make the connection right now?
I think we just need to find a time where we're both free.
Hmm.
Our schedules just never line up. I mean, there's been a couple times that I've driven through, but he's got kids and he's got or they come first. So I'll drive through at some weird hour and ask, hey, you free? I'm like, no, I've got to take my kids to soccer practice
Yeah,
or something. So
perfect. You take your camera and shoot the kids with
I
on
don't
the
know.
phone.
They frown upon that. You need so many permissions to shoot kids to take photos of kids. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's a whole. I don't, or like with street, I do some street photography and stuff, and whenever I travel, and if I have the slightest hint that someone is underage, I just turn around and don't even take a photo because
Oh,
things.
In Portugal, I just take my camera. I have a kid, and every
Yeah,
time he's playing soccer, I'll go there, shoot everything, and I will shoot the other kids, and they will come to me and hey, could you please send me those photos? I said, okay, no problem. Hey, how much is for the photos? If
yeah,
normally I take like $10 or something like this for
mm,
sending the photos. I made that last year in the tournament. I was shooting like for 3 days football matches all day long from I don't know 9 o'clock in the morning until 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and the kids were coming to me, hey, how much you gonna ask for the photos? How much will it be? I said, and I was always making like a joke with them. It's gonna be 100 euros per photo. Oh, so much expensive. And then I said to them, $10. I will send you
yeah,
guys the photos. Don't worry. And that was also one of my first times I shoot photography was like football games and everything.
yeah. We all have to. We all just have to pick up the camera and start photographing something.
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
yeah. Yeah, something for me, I would just photograph my girlfriend and all her friends. I'll be like, yeah, I'll do a photo shoot for you, a photo shoot for you, a photo shoot for you, and just put them on the website because even for me, I wasn't charging you, not going to charge them, but because we're all uni students, but it was just every time I was in front of the cam, I had a camera in my hand and I was photographing someone. It was just that little bit of extra practice.
Absolutely.
This and as Josh said, like I cameras can take good photos now. It's just having the confidence to guide someone and talk to them, all that. And Josh is phenomenal at that at cam photography as well. He was just as the couples just absolutely loved him and out there because he thought on a lot of posing and he was just Josh is really really talented in that aspect.
About driving the
I'd like
people to the poses and everything.
Yeah, just making the people feel so sort of comfortable and making them laugh and messing around with them. Josh is just so good at that. At and like I take little bits from what he does, and try and incorporate it into my work. Obviously, I'm never gonna be Josh. I don't think I'll ever be as rude or as, out there as Josh.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Josh, Josh, but I will take but I'll take on what I can and learn from him.
Yeah, I also look, I found Josh on Instagram when I started this
Mhm.
with the photography about wedding photography. After I shoot a wedding, I started to look in Instagram for wedding photography. And I don't know why Josh was like the first things that appear me on the Instagram account. And I felt so much connected to that page because first of all, it doesn't give a fuck about anything.
Yeah, it
And
really doesn't.
I'm not 100% like him, but I think 50, 60% I'm also the same. I don't give a shit about small things. If I need to tell the person, hey, listen, fuck that. Make this,
Yeah.
make that. I will make like exactly the same shit. Uh, and then I saw the guy shooting in all black. I like to dress all black, all dark clothes. Always the thing that caught me most about Josh was that hats. I just
Yeah.
have hats all day long. I go to work in the cap. I made some of
Oh yeah.
mine. I have made some of mine, and I wear these all day. The kids from my brother, they see pictures of my brother when we were younger, and he have like a cap, and he
Yeah.
asks, "Who is this?" Because I have a twin brother. So we
Oh.
are basically the same. And he asks for the kids. One is like 2 years old. Hey, who is this? And he looks, and he's the father, and he says, "Oh, that's uncle." No, that's me. No, 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 that's uncle. He has a cap. So every time they see something with the caps, it's me. And a lot of people
Uh,
associate the cap thing to me. And when I saw Josh on Instagram with all that type of feeling with the cap on the back, the black t-shirt and everything, I just felt connected with that. And that made me feel like, okay, I need to see what is this guy about and how we make things. And I love everything that he does because I look to him. I would not say we are the same person because we are not. And
mhm.
but everything that he makes, I really feel connected to the things. And I take exactly as you say, take the best things. I like you said, you take from here, you take from that. You have your personality, but if you think that that's gonna work with you, you should take.
Mhm.
You're not stealing because you're not stealing nothing, but you need to take some the best bits. If you go now on the internet, everybody is making the same thing as Josh makes, going
Yeah.
on the chair with the photo with the 360 and hey,
Yeah.
my name is Diogo, I'm gonna be your photographer for today's wedding, so if you need some beautiful photos, please come to me, and blah 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 blah. Everything that Josh makes, everybody now is making on Instagram
Yeah.
exactly the same thing. And the video for booking weddings and the way you speak to the person when they book weddings. I have like five, six groups on Facebook from Switzerland and from Portugal. And if you're gonna read, everybody was trying to book the weddings. Josh, Josh, it's always the same thing. Hey,
Mm.
congratulations about your wedding. I would love to be the photographer for your day. How can I help? How can I be assist to you on your wedding day? What do you need? What we can talk about? Blah 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 blah. Everything that is on the social media. I think that's really great.
Yeah, it is actually a very good point you bring up because the one so when I used to do martial arts the last couple of years the the style I did was freestyle karate. The the master that developed this style, he's like really popular. He's an 80-year-old man, really nice guy. He's like in the Black Belt Hall of Fame. He's a master of 8 or 9 different martial arts, and he developed his own style. And his philosophy for martial arts and in life is to take inspiration and knowledge from as many different sources as you can and take that and make that work for you and fit you how you do it. And this is not just sort of like martial arts advice, it was for just life in general. You know, oh, and he said, listen, I will teach you 8 different martial arts that are vastly different, Aikido and Jiu-Jitsu and then karate, Taekwondo, Kung Fu. You take what you like the best and you make it your own. And for me, I just love that so much. I just started applying it to all parts of my life, photography. I believe, I can learn something from you, I can learn something from Josh, I can learn something from Mike, I can learn something from Ben. And all these little bits can make up, can make me better or make me who I want to be. Yeah, and yeah, that's just like something I love to talk about. Like I found Josh through Mike, so I found Mike's educational content because I would just search up random things on just random photography questions I had, and Mike's videos would always pop up first. And then eventually Josh's videos started being recommended
Yeah.
to me and actually to a lot of my friends because even though we're all not getting married anytime soon, just the amount of swearing and the amount of shit that Josh does just appeals to everyone. Like you don't need to be getting married soon. Just watch a video of Josh swearing at a couple.
And he also, I think, size matters. When you have like a 2 meter guy saying to you, "Fuck off," you're the good.
Yeah.
You probably
Yeah.
won't say, "What is it? What you said to me?" You know what I mean? He's a big dude, all tattoos. So when a guy like him, skinhead, if he
Mm.
says to you, "Fuck off," I will
Yeah.
fuck off. Don't need to ask me 2 times. I will go on the first.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, Josh is very out there, you got to admire him for that.
I love everything he posts. I really enjoy every
Yeah.
video. I think, first of all, I don't know if a lot of people recognize this, but he's like really professional on what he makes. He can swear, he can be rude. I don't think that's rude. It's just your personality. You can be a heartful person and say fuck off. You're
Mm.
not insulting anyone. It depends on the way you say things. And I think a lot of things you see on Instagram or YouTube from Josh is really 100% professional, and he knows what he's saying. He knows what he's selling. He knows what he's preaching out. Because if you study a little bit, for example, us in the community, every time you really put yourself to make what he says, you're gonna have the results that he's selling to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
definitely. Like honestly, I am a bit bad. I am behind on my lessons for
I just saw
lessons.
this morning the last one.
Yeah. I am like a month behind. I'm really
You
bad.
need to catch up.
I know Josh is he's gonna eat me out at Wedding Mania. I was like,
You need to catch up because it's everything that he puts on the community, on the group. It really helps out for you to build your company and your personality, because it
yeah,
doesn't teach how to make photography. Now he's
yeah,
starting a little bit last Monday with the mini Mondays. He started to talk about photography a little bit, about
mm,
light and everything. And but normally what you find on the community, it's like how to work your company, because he's selling to us everything that he passed by the last years. So what
yeah,
goes wrong, what goes right, and everything that he experienced the last years is putting out there for us. And I can guarantee you, if you go exactly everything step by step as he says and as he's selling, you will have like really good results, because I'm making that with the social media. Right now, I don't have many bookings and many photography works. I have a few on the last months. I started this like 3, 4 months ago. And just the wedding I booked was on Facebook group.
Yeah,
I saw a guy on a Facebook group asking for a photographer for a wedding. I just sent a message, say, "Hey, how are you? I'm a photographer, blah 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 blah." Same day, the guy sent me his number. We made a WhatsApp call. We talk about like for 10 minutes. I ask him just what he needs, what he wants for his wedding. Exactly how Josh said in one of the lessons, how the script is mounted to sell it. Next day, he said to me, "Okay, I book you."
yeah, that
I was
is
like,
so good. I've used Josh's script once so far because I've gotten one booking from doing exactly what Josh said
"Yeah,
or said. I didn't income. I don't think yeah, I didn't end up getting them. I think, but that was okay just because for me it was as I didn't have a gallery to show them in
okay,
because I was so new. I think that sort of put them off a bit because I hadn't shot a full wedding and had a gallery I could show them of my work, which I will have in a week's time when I'm done with
I had the baptism from
Josh.
my brother's kid. That was lucky
Yeah,
for me. I had a wedding, but I don't think the first wedding I shot was really that good. Otherwise, the people that what I mean is the people that was at the wedding, they love the photos. The groom and the bride, they love the photos. But me as a photographer, I know they are good, but not
proper.
100% good
Yeah,
to show him to new customers. You know what I mean? And then I went
yeah,
to make the baptism for my kid's brother, and on that time, I knew what I was making. I really had better cameras, better lenses, and the images were 10 times better than editing on Lightroom and everything. And I had that gallery to send it to him with the photos and the video. And that I think was the main reason. That and the fact here in Switzerland they ask for a lot of money to photograph a wedding for 6 hours. They ask here about 3 to 4 thousand Swiss francs. That's a lot of money
oh
here.
yeah,
That's a lot of
uh,
money. And I made the Portuguese price. For example, I can be 100% honest with you. If I ask the same amount, the money that I ask for this guy here in Switzerland, in Portugal, I can guarantee you 85% I will be getting a big no-no.
yeah,
But because here in Switzerland, the prices are really low for Swiss. I took the prices from Portugal here to Switzerland,
mhm,
and they said to me, "Yes, I would love to for you to be my wedding photographer for February." I think that's a really good thing you also need to take account. Okay, let's see which type of money I can get, how much value do I have. Okay, if I'm really, for example, Josh, 100% Josh takes a lot of money for that, but
yeah,
he's, I don't know, 10 years or more in photography. He has already his own company built up. Is we're talking about the high photography in the industry.
yeah,
As we are starting, I think small prices. And then, as he said once, he was not the only one who said this on the internet. Make like 10 weddings for a price. After you book 10 weddings more, reach double it, make a higher price. And then you go until the price that nobody else will say yes. They will say no because we cannot go higher than this. And then you will find you know what I mean?
yeah. Your ceiling, yo,
Your ceiling. Exactly.
yeah. I had a bit of the opposite problem because I priced myself too low at first, and I only started getting inquiries after I increased my prices.
Really?
Because for me, it was slightly different that I was because I was trying to, I was starting out, I was trying to undercut the competition a bit in my area.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, what I found was people didn't, if I charged too cheap, people didn't think I would be good
Mm-hmm.
or wouldn't want to trust me. But if I charge an extra 4 or 500, they feel a bit more invested to it and they feel a bit more, they believe a bit more into
Secured.
my work. Like it's sort of oh he's only charging $500. He's not very good, or he's probably not that confident. I'm not going to trust him with my wedding day. as opposed to other couples who are like, oh yeah, 2,000 that or 1,500 or 2,000. That's a bit under. That's a bit under what other people are charging. And these photos seem decent. Yeah, I'll inquire with him. That was also because originally my plan was to just start shooting two or three weddings for free, as what Mike suggested, just so I would get the experience up front. But what I found was I asked everyone I knew, but if you knew someone getting married, I would be happy to shoot their wedding for free. It was they didn't they didn't trust me because they hadn't invested the money. If 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 you invest, if they spend and $1,000 to spend any amount of money to pay for a photographer to go to their wedding, they have a certain expectation of you will deliver what you're going to deliver a decent product. But when you're doing it for free, people kind of just go, "Oh, I don't really want to trust him with that."
It's a wedding day. It will just
Exactly, like most people only have it once.
I had a friend of mine some years ago that he went to shoot a wedding. He sell himself, and then he didn't make anything else with photography, just because of one thing. He started to shoot the groom and the bride
Mhm.
all day. Went to the ceremony, shoot the ceremony, and then he went to the dinner party, and he started to. This was back in Portugal, and then he
Oh,
started to photograph the dinner time and everything, and then he went to check up the photos. At that time, he realized they didn't have any SD card inside of the machine.
oh no.
Yeah.
Oh,
He continued shooting. He said to me, I continue shooting all day. I didn't make nothing, didn't say nothing. But the guy was on the wedding day shooting all day and didn't have any single photo. After that, he said, I needed to disappear. He erased his phone number, he erased all his social media, email, everything that could connect the couple to him, even closest friends and everything. He stopped. He literally disappeared because he didn't have the SD cards on the machine.
that is crazy.
This was with think a DSLR. Was like probably 20 years ago or something like this.
Yeah.
And he said, Never again." He tried to book a wedding. Never again. He tried to book like a session of photography. He never made nothing else with photography unless it was for himself. That broke his
He's
not knowledge, his confidence
yeah.
on the type of work, just because of that moment. And I can guarantee you, he's a really good photographer. I love the pictures that he was making at that time, and he has quality. But because of that mistake, he really fucked. Since I heard this story about him, all my machines, they cannot record or take photos without the SD cards.
Yeah. I I didn't want to. My first shoot when I did that those family friends, I nearly messed up. Towards the we ended the shoot, or the time we picked to end the shoot happened because the SD card in my 3400 started playing up.
Yeah,
So it would lock out and wouldn't let me view any of the photos. I'm like, oh, did I lose everything? And we just sort of all went home, and I just went, please, is keep those photos there. I probably photographing for an hour. It's been going so well. And then luckily they were there and backed them up. I made like two backups and made sure. But after that, I kind of went, okay, next camera, dual SD card slots, not taking any risk.
I have that with the Z5 have two SD cards slots,
Yeah,
and the Z6 III have one CF card slot and one SD slot. And you can
yeah,
make backups or just decided one is for video or one is for camera. I think also the quality of the cards really matters. I'm now going to invest in new SD cards, although
yeah.
they are expensive as shit, because one FC card I think costs 150 euros or something like this,
Oh,
just with
that's so.
128 gigabytes, 150 euros just for one card. And it's a V60. If it's a V90, it will cost like 200, 200 something. And
Yeah,
the cards I have is SanDisk. Like these are V30s. I don't know if you
yeah,
can see it. No, probably
yeah,
not. Out of
no,
focus. Doesn't matter.
uh,
And this costs like 25 bucks. Nothing crazy. But if you go to V60 or V90, that's another paradise of spending money.
yeah. I haven't gotten there yet. I'm lucky that my cameras are older, so I can get away with the with
Yeah,
the less good SD cards. But I know if my next purchase is looking to be a Z5, or if I can get enough bookings in a Z5 too.
exactly. I was going to tell you that because I have the Z5. It's a good camera. It's a really nice camera. But if you're going to, I regret I didn't buy the Z5 II. I really
Yeah,
do. Because it's already a 5 year old camera.
yeah.
And you have
Well, to
already
me, if I,
this. No, if you have I think it's the double of the price, but if you can wait a little bit more, buy the Z5 II. It's
yeah,
a really much better camera. The autofocus and everything on the camera, it's really much better. That's gonna be my next purchase. It's gonna probably sell the Z5 and buy the Z5 II. So I have the Z6 III and the Z5 II. I was watching this from Taylor Jackson. I don't know if you know the guy.
no, I don't know Taylor
You
Jackson.
know, you should watch. Josh is always also talk about this guy because when he started on wedding photography, he also consume a lot of YouTube videos about Taylor Jackson. He shoots a
Okay.
lot of weddings with Nikon,
Hmm.
and what he has is the Z6 III. It's the
Hmm.
main camera, and the second camera it's the Z5 II. It's the
Yeah.
Z5 II.
I had the opportunity at Camp Photography to try out a Z8. And Mike spoiled me. He gave me a Z8 with a 85 millimeter f1.2 lens.
That's
And then
almost $20,000
I
on
was like,
your
oh,
ends.
if I drop this, I am screwed. I'd have to
That's
do
the
what your
price.
friend did
That
and
I
disappear.
think that's the price of a car already in your hands.
Cost more than my car.
The, I think will be the price of my car, almost probably more than my car also. Those are two type of machines that probably cost more than my car. Also the same.
Yeah. And I will tell you, it was such a, it was the, it was an amazing camera. Like that is a goal. But for me, the Z5 II is what I want to get because it has the same autofocus as the Z8.
Yeah.
Just, not as high megapixel count.
Hmm.
But yeah, I was after I tried that, after I had that taste of the high end mirrorless cameras, I'm like, yes, I want this now. Now, I love my Nikon D750. It's been my favorite camera so far. I don't think I'll ever sell that one just because I love of shooting. I've got a few vintage lenses that I put on it on occasion, and I love it. But once you try some of those newer mirrorless cameras,
Yeah.
you
It's
really sort of photography felt a bit too easy.
yeah. That's true. I see the difference between the Z5 to the Z6 III, and it's like another world. It's a completely different world in everything.
Yeah,
Autofocus, image, the even the lenses. I bought the 2.8, the 70 to 200, and the 28 to 25, and it's a huge difference. You can
yeah,
really see another type of photography with just the equipment. Even if you don't know what the fuck you are doing with the cameras, you need just
yeah,
click the buttons. Rather, you're gonna have really
yeah.
nice
You're gonna have a
photos.
good.
This the 300. When I had my kid, he was like I don't know 6 7 years old. And every time we went on vacation, it was always the kid that make. Sorry,
Oh yeah, it happened to you now.
Exactly. And my
I don't
mother
know.
was,
You're gonna have a horrible time editing this video and how many times my
no,
camera's cut
don't,
out.
don't worry about that. Yeah, now you're gonna see the huge difference. Now I have a big picture. You see,
Yeah,
you see the difference. I don't know what happened like this, but yeah. Uh, and my mother was calling. It happened everything at the same time. Let me
yeah.
just take the sound of the phone here really quick. Yeah. Um, and he was making photography with that because he take the camera all the time from my hands. He said, "No, I make the photos right now." I just let him. I just made the strap on his
Mhm.
neck and let him shoot. Amazing
Yeah,
photos. Amazing photos. We would have all the time with that.
yeah. Oh, that's so. Oh, nice. Nice. You have to start them. You have to start the kids young. I mean,
Yeah.
in that's what I did. I just stole my mother's camera. Back in 2008, 2009, you had this little tiny Panasonic camera, with a small zoom lens, and I just went and took photos of all these random things.
Yeah, I know
In
the feeling about that.
things, but yeah, like I think for me, photography now is just sort of I'm very lucky in the sense that I've managed to sort of separate the hobby and the business side. So my portraits and my weddings are more sort of business side, but I still, if I go on holiday, I'll take a camera and I'll do some wildlife or I'll do some sort of astrophotography or landscape. Just for me, that's how I keep my passion alive. And I think that's super important to sort of just to even keep it helps keep your creativity alive as well. Like the other day when the sudden lights came on, I think you might have heard. I heard, I just instantly got into my car, went to the beach, and just tried to get and just
Always to take those type of photos. Did you enjoy it?
I did. And I guess all I had, at that time was just my 50 millimeter prime, and I thought, I'll just try and see. I wasn't expecting much. I went right down to the beach. It was, 9 o'clock at night, completely dark. I was walking barefoot into the water at night with my tripod and camera. The waves are coming in. I'm like, oh, this is such a bad idea. And it was, and there had been, sort of a bit of break-ins and stuff that area. I'm like, oh, maybe I shouldn't be going in at night alone with expensive camera gear. I might get mugged.
Yeah, yeah, I know what you mean.
But
I never made those type of photography. I was already thinking about making something because outside of my place, it's just mountains. And at night
oh,
you can see the mountains and really the stars and the sky all black because it doesn't have
yeah.
so much lights from the CD right here. And
Mhm.
I think if I try to make astrophysics photography, I will be surprised about the results because here you have really nice view from the sky at night. Did you
Yeah.
enjoy those photos?
I did. It came out so I didn't expect it to come out that good because I'm at about the middle of Australia. So like I wasn't sure how much I would actually get from the photos, but people funnily enough, those are my most popular. So I post a lot of my photography in the local community groups to who, drum up business and get my name out there. And those are the most popular photos.
Really?
Yeah, people love the Astro photos. Like, those ones are sitting on like 100 likes in the community groups.
Okay.
Oops, and that's sort of like people sort of because there's such a photography oriented community here, people like that stuff. And
Okay.
that's how I get my name out a bit. But yeah, those
I know what you mean because with me was a lot of people start to know me not because of
yeah,
wedding photography but because of the sports photography I make with the kids. And a
yeah,
lot of followers that I have on Instagram, and I think this is a really tip to everybody. If you want to have followers and get yourself out there, kids. It's
Yeah.
the most amazing way that you can get followers and views and everything. First of all, it's the people that consume a lot of times the Instagram. And then if you make some sports photography with the kids or you make a shoot in the school or something like this, you will see a huge difference. I never try astrophysics, astrophotography, but I will probably get a check on that. Maybe tomorrow I'll try that.
Go or try it. I mean, just have a go. I mean, what you don't have to post the photos if they don't come out good. I mean, I
Oh, I
find it
will post it. I post everything. Everything is content. It doesn't matter if it's good or
yeah.
not.
Uh, just yeah, go for it. It like for me, like my growth or my followers I've been having a decent growth lately because Josh reposted one of my reels and that reel just went off.
Yeah,
It
I
was
saw.
the yeah, it was the one with just picking up the camera up. I just saw another photographer do it and I thought, oh, that's an interesting thing, but I'll change it a bit, like, with the different hand movements, make it a bit more interesting. And
I copied that from you.
oh yeah, Ben is as well. I've had a few other people ask. I said, go for it. I copied it from somewhere else.
Mine, I think, went 900 views or something like this.
That's still pretty good. Like,
900 reels, I think it was. Let me check. No, 1013. 1013 right now. 22 likes, no repost, no message, but no
I'll,
replies, but was
I'll
1000,
go repost it now.
1003. I don't know if it
Ah, can't quite
focus.
see, but
Focus.
I'll have to go. I'll go and repost it. So, but for me, that was I didn't expect Josh to do. I didn't expect Josh to do that. I do that, and suddenly it just blew
Yeah.
up, and then that sort of I've gained I think maybe 50-ish followers from it, which was nice.
Okay.
I mostly other photographers. So,
Oh,
oh, I think
I get the same feeling.
yeah,
A lot of photographers start to follow and give you tips. I have a lot of people saying, hey, you need to focus on this, focus on that, change this. Yesterday, I got a guy that he makes a lot of video contact with this camera. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Instead of like we are photographers, he makes with the phone.
yeah,
And he sent to me a message, hey, if you know, if you need some guy to work together and blah blah blah, this and that, I could work with you. I said, okay, no problem. If I found someone that wants that type of work, we can talk about that. That's no, I never say no to nothing. Everything that
yeah,
comes fall on your lap, it's work or it's money or it's opportunity to make something. It doesn't matter. You need to say yes to everything until it's not a good idea. Until you
yeah,
find out it's not a good idea, say yes to everything. And this guy came to me in Instagram, and a lot of followers that I have is also photographers and YouTube creators or YouTube contenters or something like this.
yeah. 100% agree. Like for me, it was whatever photography inquiry comes my way, I will say yes, and then I'll figure out how to do it after.
Absolutely. I have a lot of friends back in Portugal. They are already in the photography and video industry for more than 5 years.
Mhm.
And two of them already told me and asked me when you come back to Portugal so I can start give you some jobs because sometimes I cannot make this and I can give it to you and you can and we can work together. And I have one of them. It's Ricardo. It's gonna be my mentor, and every time I need something or I don't know how to make this or need some help, it's always the guy that I reach for. We have Josh, but Josh is in Australia.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And I have
yeah,
this guy in Portugal that is, first of all, is my friend, is my close
mm,
friend. We already worked
yeah,
together a few years back, and he's also a great photographer for for that. And every time I need something, I ask him. And the guy helps me with everything. And he has a studio. He already says to me, when you come back to Portugal, you come to me. I will teach you how to photograph in studio with flash, how to make fashion photography, and you will start to come work with me. And my idea is, first of all, get as a second shooter, go, and
Mhm.
everything will be work. If I can book a wedding and I need a second photographer, I could go to him and ask him, hey, could you be my second photographer, or could you be my first? Or if I'm sick and I cannot go, that the same as you and Ben. If you
Yeah.
cannot go to a wedding or something happens and like this, and you need to have like a backup plan. This will be Ricardo and Rui. They are two of the people that I have in Portugal that always helping me with everything. It doesn't matter if it's video photography or editing on Lightroom or DaVinci Resolve. They are always helping me with tips and everything that I can do with that.
Absolutely, you need that network. I've been using all of these workshops run by Josh and Mike to create my network. And and for me, like I've met you through JHM, and I've met your and Ben, and plenty of others. I think actually take a pause. I think what I'll do, I'll just switch to my laptop camera now, just
Yeah,
because
no
it's
problem.
yeah, there we go. A bit less quality now, but I think ink now it shouldn't be cutting out. But yeah, what I was saying, yeah, the network with photographers are so important. Ever since camp, like ever since camp, like I still keep in touch with the photographers of camp photography that I met,
Hmm.
just because they're just such cool people. Travis is a cosplay photographer from Melbourne. He flew up just for the day. His work, highly recommend check out his work. Like he does all of these cosplay shoots at all these conventions, and his photos are genuinely amazing.
Send me the link.
In
Send
Yeah,
me
I'll
the.
send it to you after. 100%. Like Trav, is such a nice guy. I still keep in contact with as Maddie and a few others. As message every few days and support each other. See how we're doing at the lighting workshop. I keep in touch with a few of the photographers as from there now as well. I think there was one guy, Patrick, who was shoot. He went to the lighting workshop and decided to shoot film the whole night.
Okay.
Ballsy. He's Ballsy. I wouldn't have done that, but we talked about because I also shoot film on when I feel when I get around to it or when I can afford to shoot film because film is expensive.
How
But
much does it cost a film right now by you?
around $30 per roll,
Okay. Yeah.
30 Australian dollars, and then you have to get it developed up there, which is like 20 or 30. So $60 for like 36 photos.
That's a
Not
lot of money.
exactly.
No.
Yeah. I still have a couple of rolls in the fridge. I think I'll take them out when I
You
have a
you are
reason to.
22 years old, probably it's not from your time, but the film,
Yeah.
I grew up on that. I grew up
Yeah.
on that feeling that you have 36 or 40 pictures to take. You would count them because every photo means something, and you would take like,
Yeah.
I remember my father buying like the cheapest roll that he could find to the
Mhm.
vacation. We will buy like 4 or 5 films, and then we took on vacation, and then you would have the photos revealed, and it was a feeling because you don't know what you're gonna find that. You don't know
Yeah. It
what
is.
you, how the machine took the picture, how the picture is. You don't have no idea. So if you have something bad, everybody would see when revealing the photos. But it was
Yeah.
a
Well,
nice feeling, checking,
it
open an
was.
envelope and checking all the photos and the films. That I miss those times. I really miss.
Yeah. Well, for me at school, that's what we did. We shot the film and then we had a dark room, so we went and developed it, so we
Yeah.
could see the photos come to life. I think it was such a special feeling, and that's sort of for me. That's where the passion really started. Imagine, oh, throughout the whole week. Monday we might go up with our teacher will give us all these film cameras and say, okay, go around to school, take some
Yeah.
photos. Tuesday or Wednesday would go into the lab and start developing the film, and then uh, developing the film, and then Friday we'll come back into the lab, and after the film's developed, we'll start printing onto those and printing the paper and getting that developed, and we rinse and repeat that for 10 weeks.
Yeah.
Do all of these random things, laying the film on top of each other, closing and opening the shutter, and like trying to create all these cool effects. That's best fucking around and finding out.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I will ask you the last question because, guys, I think you are almost here like for 1 hour and a half or 2 hours or something like this.
We're getting to two now.
Goes to two. Gonna ask you what you love most on photography. So then after that we can make it a wrap because it's also late for you. I think it's almost 10 o'clock for you, no?
Oh, it's getting close to 11.
11 exactly. So
Oh, I don't care.
what do you love more on when you go outside and take photographies or you have a book work? What do you love more on your job as a photographer?
I just like capturing things that are human or like feel real. Like I love, the different expressions on people's faces or pets and animals. Just something that makes me feel very makes you feel very connected to people and emotions. And my catchphrase on my website is capturing emotion through photography. My photography, I want to get all those, subtle facial expressions that convey, joy, sadness, as all of the whole spectrum of emotions. And that for me is my sort of thing that I go for. But it's also just that's one aspect. But the other aspect is just I like being around people. I like photographing. I like talking to people. I like photographing them. I like making people feel good and feel happy and feel like, yes, I look good in these photos. Or or so, just even just making people laugh. I
Yeah.
spent so much time stuck in the office, just secluded to myself, and that was just sort of so depressing and so sort of like, oh, it's just so down, so low. And then, when you get out and have these people and start talking to people, being like, yes, let's do this fun thing with photos. Let's do, or even just having a laugh with them. That is what drives me. Just the people interaction, meeting interesting people and talking and getting to know them a bit and just ultimately it's the people and it's the human interaction, which I find is so in today's age of AI, with with videos being generated every at a snap of your fingers, having something that you can genuinely feel that's so real is what's special to me. And I think that will my theory is that will actually become more, people will crave that more, and as the years to come, as AI becomes more developed and stuff, no one, I don't care about in the best photos. I just want to take good photos that make people feel happy when they look at them.
I totally agree with you. And I also think a lot of good photographers will say this and agree with this. It doesn't matter if you take the most amazing photo or the most hard work because you took time to take up with the light or the shutter speed or the ISO just to make everything perfect. The picture that will most people will love, it's the one that you didn't put so much effort to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. It is always so, every photo that I've taken or every shoot that I've done, the client's favorite photos have always been the one I thought that was the worst.
I had some pictures on my camera, the Z5, when I was in Portugal on vacation, and I give the camera to my kid and his brother, and they were taking pictures to each other. They are both, one is 13, the other is 12. and they were taking pictures of each other, just for posing, like they
Mhm.
are models because they like pictures for Instagram.
Mhm.
I didn't make nothing to the camera. I just put that on automatic and just told them, be careful. This is an expensive camera. Don't break it. If you break it, I'm going to go to your bank account to take the money. Okay, don't worry. Well, they made such beautiful photos of each other, really nice posing and everything they were posing. I was just watching them from afar, and they were making a nice, really work, a really good
Mhm.
job. 2 weeks later, I come back to Switzerland. I put the car on the PC, and I started downloading the pictures, and I send them to the mothers and the family, the group on WhatsApp, and they were saying, "Oh, you just took the most beautiful photos of them. They are really good. They are really amazing." I said, "I never. Those are not my pictures. I didn't click on the machine. Those were photos from both of them. They were taking pictures to each other. I just gave them the machine." Oh, really? I said, "Yeah." Those are really nice photos. I said, "Yeah, those were them
Yeah.
to make. I didn't edit nothing. They just took really nice photos of each other."
Oh, that is so sweet.
No, it is. I love to
Yeah.
to make this type of things with them. Dave, I think we're almost like 2 hours in here. It's gonna be
Yeah, we talked a lot, but it's
we
been
talk a
good.
lot. We board a lot of things. 100% we will be talking offline of the podcast. We'll still maintain contact with each other, and probably we're
Of
gonna
course.
we're gonna make another one episode without so many controversial controversial breakouts from you and me. But we're gonna
Yeah.
make another episode about maybe in the future when, let's say, 6 months or something, if we have more work,
Yeah.
both, so we can share our experience. Don't talk about our business, but talk about the experience we had on the latest works we made on photography. That's why I also want to create this podcast, just to be able to talk to people, and if somebody watches this, they get the same feeling as we are when we watch other people like Josh or Mike or Antonio
Yeah.
on the contents from the internet. Dave, once again, thank you so much for participation on my crazy idea of my podcast on the YouTube channel. Thank you so much for this. Gonna switch a little bit to Portuguese afterwards, and then I will say goodbye to you in English. So don't hang out yet.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
just gonna talk
okay. I'll
talk a
just
little bit in Portuguese. Uh, Obrigado a todos por terem assistido a este episódio. Está um bocadinho longo, vamos, acho que para quase para 2 horas de episódio. Este aqui, como vos disse, é o Dave, que conheci através da comunidade do Josh Yoga. Se quiserem mais informações sobre esta comunidade, para perceberem como é que as coisas funcionam, deixem em baixo o vosso comentário. Vou-vos deixar os links que vocês precisam para entrar em contacto com o Josh e perceberem como é que funciona a comunidade. Este é o Dave, um amigo que fiz nessa mesma comunidade, já o referi antes. Obrigado por terem assistido. Espero que gostem do episódio. Para a semana temos mais. Compartilhem com os vossos amigos, deixem um like, façam o normal que toda a gente vos pede para fazer no YouTube. And now, Dave, I was just saying to everybody that was thanking them for watching the episode on here on my channel. Just asking for the people, if they like, just subscribe, make a like, share it with everybody. Just me and Dave talking, two close friends, just having a normal conversation about photography in here. If you guys like, you can follow Dave on Instagram, same as me. I will leave the things on the links below. Thank you so much, Dave, for once again to participation on my podcast. Everybody, goodbye. See you next time.
yeah.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for
Ciao,
having me.
ciao,
Such a
ciao.
good meeting.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you.